cancellation will affect the playoff picture. If Kansas City wins today against Las Vegas, they clinch the 1 seed. They could also get it with a Buffalo loss to New England. For the Bills to get the top seed, they have to win and have Kansas City lose as well. If they both win or tie, a Bills-Chiefs potential championship game would be at a neutral site. As for Cincinnati, they clinch the AFC North, while the Ravens clinch a wild card spot. Of course, all this set into motion by what happened to Damar Hamlin, as we have our ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter with us on SportsCenter AM for more on Hamlin. And the news the past couple of days just overwhelmingly positive with regard to his medical condition. Adam, what more can you tell us about what the rest of the league is saying about this recovery?
Randy, you're going to see this weekend, Week 18, be a tribute to Damar Hamlin and the progress that he has made this week and everything he's gone through since the whole country looked on horrifically Monday night. You're going to see this weekend players wearing number 3 jerseys to the game. You're going to see T-shirts that were distributed. You're going to see number 3s painted onto every field in the NFL. And you're going to see every player thinking very much of Damar Hamlin and the battle that he has fought this past week. And again, this will be a tribute to him and the fact that he's with us, and everybody obviously has prayed for him all week long and is thrilled to see the progress that he's made.
His Bills are gearing up for a Week 18 matchup with the New England Patriots. There are, as we turn our focus to the business on the field, there are injury updates that we need. Why don't we start with the one-time NFL MVP front-runner in Jalen Hurts, as the Eagles still have plenty to play for this week, Adam?
Randy, I would expect that Jalen Hurts is going to be starting for the Philadelphia Eagles. They have yet to come out and say that. They're listing him as questionable with the shoulder injury that he suffered on this play against the Chicago Bears. But as Nick Sirianni himself admitted yesterday, Jalen Hurts is trending in the right direction. And with all that the Eagles have on the line, a win would get them the number 1 seed. I think Jalen Hurts is going to be starting Sunday's game against the Giants. Meanwhile, the Ravens will be without Lamar Jackson, who hasn't played now in over a month, still dealing with that sprained PCL at this time. He will not play. Tyler Huntley also has a shoulder injury, but they're hoping that he can be out there against the Cincinnati Bengals, but it's another week of recovery for Lamar Jackson. The team is hopeful he'll be back for next weekend's wild card game. The Seahawks running back Kenneth Walker is off the injury report and ready to go against the Los Angeles Rams. He's been dealing with an ankle injury, but the Seahawks have to win that game to stay alive for a wild card spot. And if they win, that will put the pressure on the other teams, and it'll give the Lions, or if they win, it knocks out the Lions. And Aaron Jones will play Sunday night. He's been dealing with ankle and knee injuries. He's been limited in practice, but he is off the injury report and expected to play in the regular season finale that the Green Bay Packers have to win against the Detroit Lions. Again, they were both waiting on the Seattle result, but the Packers control their destiny. And the fact that they'll have Aaron Rodgers bodes well for a team that's rolling along right now, did not expect to be in this position, and there'll be a lot of excitement at Lambeau on Sunday night for the regular season finale and the last game of this regular season.
It certainly helps when you have A.J. Dillon to sort of spell Aaron Jones a little bit, provide that 1-2 punch in the ground game. That is Adam Schefter with the very latest on SportsCenter.
Coming up, the Jaguars are 1 win away from clawing their way back into the playoffs. Trevor Lawrence is trending in the right direction, and he participated in their final practice at home, but he was still limited and is questionable for the title game after leaving the semifinal with a right knee injury. Ahead of the semifinal, Dykes wanted his team to embrace the experience because most of them had never been to a bowl game even. But this week, it's back to business as usual, and he said this team is calm and confident ahead of the semifinal, and nothing symbolizes that more than this picture of Coach Dykes on the team plane doing what he always does, sitting near the back and reading a book. And this week, it was Quentin Tarantino's biography, fitting for TCU's Hollywood run in Los Angeles.
Thanks, Molly. So TCU was picked to finish 7th in the Big 12 preseason media poll. The Horned Frogs weren't even ranked until their 5th game of the season. They're the 3rd team in the CFP or BCS era to go from unranked in the preseason poll to playing for the national title. And ahead, there's no rest for the wicked, weary, or the reigning champs. How Georgia head coach Kirby Smart is getting his dogs ready to complete their mission on Monday night.
SportsCenter on the road is presented by Rocket Mortgage.
College to the pros now count the Bengals as objectors to the NFL's playoff plan. It approved yesterday. Cincinnati head coach Zach Taylor saying his team felt it was at a disadvantage by the proposal, which owners approved, leaving open the possibility of a neutral site AFC title game and could determine home field for a wild card game between the Bengals and Ravens by a coin flip. All this coming on the heels of the league canceling the Bills-Bengals Week 17 Monday nighter. Here's some of the ways that the cancellation will affect the playoff picture. If Kansas City wins today against Las Vegas, they clinch the 1 seed. They could also get it with a Buffalo loss to New England. For the Bills to get the top seed, they have to win and have Kansas City lose as well. If they both win or tie, a Bills-Chiefs potential championship game would be at a neutral site. As for Cincinnati, they clinch the AFC North, while the Ravens clinch a wild card spot. All right, Jeremy Fowler is with us for more here on a Saturday NFL edition, SportsCenter AM. Jeremy, the progress that Damar Hamlin has made, nothing short of remarkable. What are those around the league saying about his continued recovery?
Well, Randy, this situation has galvanized the entire league. Players, coaches, executives, they were waiting for that good news and finally got it. And this is a topic the people in locker rooms and meeting rooms were talking about all week. I spoke to linebacker Bobby Wagner with the LA Rams. He said that Sean McVay opened up a forum, left it for people to discuss how they're feeling, and just to be able to vent a little bit. And players spoke up, and those are similar stories you heard throughout the league. And the Buffalo Bills, they were people I was talking to there all week. I was in Buffalo for 2 days, and they were just really struggling leading up to like Wednesday late afternoon when they heard from Damar Hamlin's father, Mario. The Bills locker room or their meeting room erupted when he told them that there was positive news coming and that Damar Hamlin wanted nothing more than to know the Bills won the game, even though they didn't finish the game Monday night. So really there's a lot of momentum league-wide and a lot of good feelings after a couple really rough days.
And his Bills teammates are preparing for a matchup with the New England Patriots. Let's shift our focus now to Week 18. And there are injuries on the field to keep an eye on, including at quarterback for Lamar Jackson. That's where we start. Haven't seen him on the field more than a month. What more can you tell us about his status?
Well, I talked to somebody with the team who said Lamar Jackson has been rehabbing hard. He's not just hanging around, just trying to finish the season. It's that the plan all along was that let's make sure he's 100% for the playoffs. If we can get some extra regular season work in, great. Well, they couldn't get the regular season work, but they do feel like the chances are decent that he can get on the practice field next week. The problem is he needs the whole week of practice after missing the last 5 weeks of that PCL sprain. If he's out there Wednesday, that will be a very good sign. Let's go to Tua. Now, I talked to the Dolphins. They said, he might be ready for the playoffs. So they're really taking it week to week, but his recovery and his health is paramount. So they're not by any means going to rush him out there. Skylar Thompson, they're hoping they can get the win for them in Miami, get them into the playoffs. But, for now, it's more the big picture outlook for Tua. Now, Jalen Hurts, this is trending in a positive direction. Eagles listing him as questionable, but signs are pretty good. He probably could have played last week, I'm told, but they didn't want to risk further injury if he takes an unnecessary hit on that sprained shoulder. So if he's in there this week, they want to clinch the number 1 seed, and they'll take it easy with him when they can. They know it's football, but they want him to run out of bounds instead of taking any sort of unnecessary hits. Let's go to Deebo Samuel. He is back. The 49ers promised that he would be back by the end of the regular season, coming off that sprained knee and an ankle issue. Well, he is back this week. He's off the injury report. He practiced, feels good. So they got Christian McCaffrey, too, and they're going to try to go for that number 1 seed as well. Locked and loaded, ready to go with all their offensive weapons.
49ers.
All right, from the court now to the NFL. Tomorrow, the 8-8 Packers and 8-8 Lions meet in a definitive Week 18 matchup. So Green Bay is in control of their destiny tomorrow when they face the Lions. If the Packers win, they clinch a playoff berth. Detroit is also hopeful because if Seattle loses against the Rams earlier on Sunday and the Lions beat Green Bay, they're in. It all comes down to tomorrow. That's why we're bringing back Tim Hasselbeck on SportsCenter with us. Tim, now let's talk about the Packers. They won 4 straight by an average of nearly 13 points per game. What's the biggest reason for their resurgence?
The biggest reason is number 12, Aaron Rodgers. And, I think in a couple different, aspects of his game. One, I think he's been making better decisions, and I think he would admit that. The other thing is this. I think we probably minimized his thumb injury. And as, time has gone by, I think that's gotten better. And because of that, he's been more accurate. And so in turn, better decision makings, a healthier thumb, so he's more accurate. The guys around him have continued to step up. So Aaron Rodgers has the ability, he's so good, to make everyone around him better. And I think since he's playing better, that's exactly what's happened in Green Bay, and it's gotten them going.
Yeah, the confidence of a leader, sure, because the Pack are rolling. So are the Lions. They're roaring, who are 7-2 since the start of November. So which of these teams do top seeds least want to play in the postseason, Tim?
Look, because of the NFC, what the conference looks like, I think both teams can be dangerous. But for me, this would be an easy decision, and it'd be the Green Bay Packers. I mean, when you look at the Packers, first off, Aaron Rodgers is one of the best to ever do it. I just said he'd make the guys around him better. He's doing that. That is a huge factor. Then they've always been able to run the football. The defense, has playmakers at every level, and they've played well. Look at what happened, against Minnesota a week ago, defending Justin Jefferson. And so I think when you look at all of those factors and then, some confidence emerging from the wide receiver group, I think Green Bay actually has the ability to beat any team in the NFC, even if it's on the road.
Yeah, and ESPN projections give the Packers a 65% chance to win tomorrow. So I agree with you. Tim, thank you so much. As for the rest of the NFC playoff picture,